have told you just before some time, we have shared the power among the legislature, then executive, then judiciary. So here, a legislature is a body which makes law, which frames law. It includes your Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the members of it. Then it has also the responsibility to modify, to bring some changes in the existing laws for the betterment of the people, for the needs and requirement of the people. And here it has been told that each of the organs placed in the same levels to exercise different powers. Alright, so none of them has unlimited power. It means ऐसा कोई भी part नहीं है जिसके पास unlimited power है. No, power has been shared among themselves and they look after each other. No one is ultimate here, no one is utmost for which it can have monopoly attitude. No, each one of them keeps watch on the functioning of each other, one other. So one part it looks after the activities of other part. Somehow it doesn't interfere, but it looks after other part, for which it will have a check and balance. Hence it is called check and balance system in our Indian government. So legislature we have discussed formation of law. Executive, it says that the implementation of law, whatever laws have been made, how it will be implemented for the development of the common people. Then it is the last organ, that is judiciary. Judiciary we look after the protection of law, the rights, whether it is protected or not. It works as the safeguard of the common people. Anybody whose rights is violated, who has been not been given the rights, here the judiciary will look after it. And we do have different levels of judicial system. In the central level we do have Supreme Court, in the state level we are having high courts, and in the local level we have subordinate court or district court. So that is judiciary. Then we will go to the next part of power sharing, that is different power sharing among different levels. As I told you just before some time that power has been shared in different levels. That the upper one, the highest one, it is central government, or you can say national government. So here you can say that central government, that is national government, it is said. It is union government also, it is said. And it is made for the whole nation, to look after the whole nation's governance. Then second part, it is state government. State government will look after the state's governance and the province's governance, and the local bodies it will look after the local levels or the district administrative system. So here the local bodies, the local government, it is helped by, it is given some power by the state government. It gives some funds for the functioning of different activities in the locality. Both the central and state government have transferred power and resources to the local body, so that the third tier of government, or local government, will be self-sufficient and self-reliant, self-dependent by getting the help from the upper two levels of government. Here we have taken the example of Belgium, as we have already told, as we have already discussed. The central government has given power to the state governments. Accordingly, it also exists in our Indian administrative system. In Indian administrative system, it differs from state to state by keeping in view the geographical situation, the economic situation of different states, and accordingly the chief minister of different states, they look after their state's administrative system. Alright, then we have power sharing among different social groups in the society, how power is shared. So here it is told that socially those who are backward, those who are little bit weak, this section of people, rights have been given to them for their development. Like here we do have different groups like women group, like scheduled caste, like scheduled tribes. Community government in Belgium is an example of this type of power sharing. Like they do have the different groups like French speaking people, Dutch speaking people, German speaking people, and so on. So in India also it is done as the way of reservation. We say it is quota or reservation. Those who are a little bit weaker section, those who are backward section, they have been given a reservation by the constitution for their upliftment, for their development. So constituencies and the seats, it has been reserved accordingly for women section, for scheduled caste section, that we say SC, and scheduled tribe section, that is we say ST people. So thus power is shared among different social groups. Alright, so now it is the power has been shared between different political parties, different pressure groups, and different movement groups. How the power has been shared among them. So here no political party enjoys power forever. Definitely India it is 5 years much. If once again the same group or same party gets elected, then once again they rule. But within that span of time also, within the 5 years span of time, if the government is not able to do good work, then the government is dethroned. We do have many history in this regard. So it is for the people to decide who should come to power, who should rule, who should form the government, who should look after the development of the whole country. With the emergence of coalition of government, many parties come to power at the same time. Coalition government, what is that? When a particular political party does not get majority support, that party gets the help of another small parties to come to the power to form the government. So it is called coalition. So work it goes on with the cooperation with the help of different small parties. Then pressure groups, these groups are the movement groups. They have also some power. They exerting the pressure groups on the government. They don't come to power politically. They don't take power to enjoy officially, rather they influence the decision making process of the government by taking into account the problems of the common people, whatever they collect in the form of their rallies, in the form of their meetings, in the form of their association from the public people. Then they exert pressure by the various means, get policies framed in their favor. It means when the pressure groups, when the movement groups, they shout, they do rally, they publish different news in the social media, in the networking places. The government gets influenced. The government takes into account their views, and accordingly it looks after the development of the common people, and it fulfills the need of the social section of people. Then the important years, whatever we have discussed in this particular section. 1948, Sri Lanka it got its independence, or Sri Lanka has emerged an independent country in 1948, just after 1 year of our independence, of Indian independence, because we got independence in the year of 1947. Then here the second one, it is the 1956. 1956, an act was passed to recognize Sinhala as the only official language. Alright, so it is all about Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka in 1956, one act was passed to decide or to declare Sinhala as the only official language. Alright, then the important concept of this particular part, prudential. Prudential is a concept, it speaks that it is based on a procedure. It says that a careful calculation of gain and loss, whether the government is gaining or the government is with credit or debit, it has calculated, and this term has been used especially to know whether the government is doing well, the government is having the stagnant constant economic condition, or it is becoming bankruptcy time to time. Alright, so next we will have the next part, that the questions of this particular part. We have completed the second part, we have finished the second part. Now let us have a small revision work. And I will give you some references to understand this chapter in a better way. I will tell you some of the resources that we will go through, and it will be very easier for you to understand the chapter, to write down the notes, and to remember the key points, the dates, and the important concept of this chapter. Here first question, why is power sharing desirable? Power sharing क्यों ज़रूरत है? हम पढ़े हैं, we have discussed that it reduces conflicts, it makes the people more happier, that in the local level they get themselves benefited, it helps the majority groups not to become so, we can say that majority group don't become as the monopoly system, so it also checks their right. Alright, then the second one, the second question which I have kept here, distinguish between different levels and different organs of power sharing. First it is asked different levels, then it is asked different organs. Different levels, as we have discussed, that India is having three different levels of government: union government, or central government, or national government, that is one. Second, it is state government, and the third, it is local government or local self-government. That is levels of government. Then we will discuss that different organs of the government. Different organs, we do have three organs: legislature, executive, and judiciary. So in this way you can explain the powers whatever it is. Then besides that, here one mobile app, it is available in Play Store, which has been made by me, a small effort for the development of the students. The name of the mobile application is Super MCQ. Super MCQ You will search in the Play Store. You will get this mobile application. In that, you will get all the multiple choice questions of your chapter. It is not only for political science. You will get for history, geography, economics also. So here you will go through the multiple choice questions, because in the board examinations, the new pattern of questions, it has accepted more than 20 questions. It comes multiple choice here, and you will get the utmost benefit by going through the questions and finding out the answer. It is one mobile app, super MCQ. And the second one, it is another mobile app. It is the name of the application is Susanta QB. It says that the question bank, chapter wise questions have been made, 1 mark question, 3 mark question, and 5 mark question. And the questions have been made in such a way for which you will be going on the chapters, you will finish, and accordingly you will prepare the chapters. It will be very easier to understand, and it will be very easier to make yourself self-analyzed, self-assessed, that how much you have understood out of the question. Alright, this is also available in the Play Store. You just search Susanta QB, you will get this mobile application. Another third one, the third mobile application, whatever it is there, it is understanding concepts. Here, chapter wise, the concepts are available. Chapter wise, you will get the important concepts along with meaning, for which all the important concepts it will be feed in your memory, and you will be very comfortable after going through this app, and you will get the references, all the resources by this concept wise in this app, that is understanding concepts. So dear viewers, this is all about the chapter. I hope all of you have